So I last spoke here a couple of years ago, I think, and I spoke about React. Does anyone remember? Has anyone seen a couple of years ago? Wow, everyone's new. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so this is a slide from 2023. We've come a long way. Anyway, thanks Anita for giving me the opportunity. So I'm going to be doing two talks. One's probably 3 minutes and the other one's 7 minutes. So I won't take up too much of your time. So firstly, my talk is about Expo App Awards. Hands up if React. That should be everyone except for one guy. Right? All right, keep your hands up if React Native. All right, and keep your hands up if Expo. Wow, so that's a good number. So you know that there's something called the Expo Awards every year, right? But I'll do a quick intro. I'm Sal Samani. I'm known as Metasal on Twitter. I'm a community manager and a developer advocate, and my job is to find more founders and builders for Solana, right? The blockchain. Hands up if Solana. Well, that's pretty good. All right. So I'm passionate about open source software, decentralization, and a word that I made up, permissionlessness, right? People should be allowed to do whatever the F they want, on-chain, off-chain, but it's permissionlessness, right? Because there are some bad actors out there sometimes. I also care about people becoming banked. Do you know how many people around the world, not just Australia probably, but around the world are unbanked? Give me a number.
4 billion?
50%? Wow. So how many billion people are there on the planet?
8.
Probably 8?
Yeah.
So I reckon about 20% of them in emerging countries are unbanked. And there's reasons for that, and that could be literacy, either reading, writing, or financial literacy. Imagine coming home with your paycheck in cash every day, and you don't have a bank account to put it in, right? Get robbed once a week, once a month. I've met these people, so I feel passionate about it, and I think Solana will solve that eventually. And then payments, right? It's something that's very important to us Aussies. I was speaking to someone from Kogan earlier. I won't look at them or talk to them, but yeah, fees is very high every time you sell something on the internet, right? So React Native, you already know what it is, but it's obviously a JavaScript library for building mobile apps. I was listening to a talk today during my gym session. Obviously phones and TVs are there, but VR headsets and almost anything can be built with React Native. I see a couple of heads shaking saying, yes, I'm going to build that VR app, that Meta app, those Ray-Ban glasses, right? So the next version of the Ray-Ban glasses, it actually has a built-in screen. So instead of me talking to you and just making up stuff, I can read on the screen while I look at you. That's the Meta breed. So what's Expo? So Expo is the full-stack React Native framework that lets you build, deploy, and manage all your apps. So being someone that's deployed apps on the Apple Store and the Play Store, it's a pain in the butt, right? It's an absolute pain. You pay a few dollars a month and this makes it easier. And the best thing about it is that it also lets you do upgrades over the air without getting permission from the Apple Store security guards. All right, so that leads us to the topic. What is the app of the year? You can tell me what the app of the year is from Expo. Wow, I love a crowd that has no idea what I'm about to talk about. I love it. All right, so the app of the year is called Fuse Wallet. What is the Fuse Wallet? It's a finance app. So think of your bank, but without a bank. There is no bank involved. There's no government involved. There's literally nothing involved for you to do the following things that we're about to tell you. It lets you do self-custody. Hands up if you know what that means. One person, there you go. So there's 12 words that sit between your funds, could be $1 or could be $1 billion, right? And someone else. So it sounds scary, but the chances of someone guessing that, do you know what that number is? That number is higher than the number of sand granules in the world on a beach. It also uses passkey, so that means there's no passwords or anything else that needs to be saved. It's all stored on iCloud, where even Apple can't see any of it, right? No one can access it. You get your own bank account with the US government. You can also get a bank account with the European if you need to. So a lot of people still get paid with stable coins or US dollar or the euro, they can get a bank account. It has a built-in term deposit. What percentage does a bank give you at the moment? 4.5. So if you get a term deposit on Fuse Wallet, you get around 7 to 9% on a stable coin. So it's nearly double what you get now. It also lets you do stocks trading. So what's a stock that you cannot buy in Australia but you can on the NASDAQ? I think I see one parked out the front. Tesla. You can buy a Tesla stock in the app today without KYC, without a bank account. Right? You can also buy pre-stocks. You know what that means? Yeah. So what's an Australian company? My Uber driver was telling me his daughter works there. Which company hasn't done an IPO yet? Right. You can buy pre-stock on this app. It does stock trading. It also does multi-signatory, which means if you and your partner want to have an account together, you can. Which means if your phone gets stolen, you don't lose your money or your funds. If your laptop gets stolen, you don't lose your money. Right? It can all come together by using what's known as multi-signature technology. Right? It has a built-in Visa card. So if Anita wanted to, she could have let me pay for the pizza as well. It's all built in, and you can download it now from the App Store. I just look up Fuse Wallet, and it has spending limits. So if you've got kids like me, you can say, hey, this kid can only spend $10 a day. Or if it's an employee, you can say $50 a day or a week. So you can download it today. Any questions about that? All right. So what's it got to do with Solana? So before that, I need to tell you what is Solana. So Solana is a high-performance, open-source blockchain platform that uses proof of stake and proof of history, which is fast, low cost. Right? That's all technical stuff. But let's talk about what it really can do. Because every time I talk about Solana around the world, the first thing people say is, oh man, what price did you buy it at? What price is it today? I lost money, I made money, I retired, I did X, Y, Z, right? But I'm here for the tech. I've been here for the last 5 years, building on Solana and onboarding more people. So Solana is so cheap that it's literally free. So as I gave you the example before, if you download the Fuse wallet, you don't actually need to have any Solana to start using it, right? The fees are paid for by the app because it's so cheap. It's so fast, it's 400 milliseconds. So that's less than a second, right? That's less than half of a second. We also have our own Solana mobile, like a physical phone that you can buy if you go to solanamobile.com. And why do we have that? Because we wanted to have a Solana dApp store. So remember the Apple Store, how much fees do you pay there? 30%. On the Play Store, 15 to 30%. On the Solana dApp Store, remember it's permissionless and decentralized. So it's free. It's free. Right? You can launch an app today that can be on the Solana dApp Store, and there's nearly 200,000 that are on the market. And if you want, after this, I can show you my one in real life. It has the most users, founders, tokens, and of course memes, right? It's permissionless and it's open source. So back to the Fuse wallet. How is it built? So it's built using React Native. It's only on iOS. And the reason why the founders only built it on iOS, remember, because it's permissionless, they want someone to build the Android version. Not really? Okay. If you do know someone, let me know. So you can use the React Native, obviously. Squad's SDK, that's the multi-signatory software. Solana's Web3 JavaScript library, the Jupyter API, and steer gradients and core haptics, right? For the custom feedbacks. So all this is available on the tech stack. In Australia, we have an emerging audience, like we have around 700 members across Australia and New Zealand. If you do want to work with me or build on Solana, do get in touch. We do meetups, not as good as these ones because we're still a growing community, but if you are interested, you can sign up on solanaanz.org. These are my details. Sell some money. Check it out on metasell.xyz. And why am I here and why are we doing this? Because just like Fuse Wallet is the app of the year for 2025, I'm hoping to find the next app of the year developer, in particular from Australia. So if you want to build the next app, my job is to literally walk you to building it, technically helping you fund it, get you investors, anything you need to make sure it becomes the next year's app of the year. Thank you.